What's up, YouTube? This is Z the Real back with another video. And this is just to piggyback off my last video and what I was talking about when I said that NBA Live 18 needs to bring back roster editing. They need to bring back trades where you can trade the players from these different teams without going into franchise mode or dynamic mode or whatever mode they add or dynasty mode. There's features they're really missing. They've been lacking. Okay, so this is just the NBA. This is NBA Live 09, the game I showed y'all from my other video. This is one of the last good NBA Live titles in the series before they basically just went in limbo. Okay, so I just want y'all to just pay very close attention to the screen. I'm going to show you something. First of all, look at all these features. Before I even get to the roster edit mode, look at all this. You got creation zone, team management, career highlights. Like these are stuff that the new NBA Live 16, 15, 14 was already missing. It's missing a whole lot of this other stuff, man. This is a last gen console. This is Xbox 360. But just look at all these modes on here, man. Look, creation zone. Look, you can create your player. Look at this. They don't have this feature on here at all. Look at that. You know what I'm saying? How you want your player to look. Look at all these features. This is not on here. But you could do this. You can just do this manually. Look at that. So an edit player. So Steph Curry, as you can see, I'm still working on. But like I said, I was able to create him, add him to the Golden State Warriors. You couldn't do this in NBA Live 16 and 15 and 14 and so forth. You couldn't do this at all. You can just create a rookie and add him to the game. This has been a major problem for the last NBA Live series, and why they failed miserably is because they did not give their players, their consumers, the people who buy into a game, freedom to try to do what they want to do to their own game. They relied too much on the devs and producers to do it for them, and then, like I said, most of them don't know how to even update the rookies right. All the rookies have the same faces on there. They didn't really do too much detail and really changing the rookies at all. It made them look distinctly different. Okay, none of the rookies look too much different at all from the last NBA Live 16. It was just horrible. Now, we back out of there. Go to main menu. So look at what they teach you how to play. Like they don't have none of this in the other NBA Live. NBA Live 18 needs to have all of this right now. It needs to be showing people how to play the game. And even in NBA 2K, you know what I'm saying, the practice mode they stole from this. Look at this. Look at Ben Gordon when he was a Bull. Look at that. This is what 2K stole from NBA Live. Look at this. They took all of this, like literally, man. This was originally to NBA Live's idea. What you see in NBA Live 16, NBA Live 16 and 17, this practice mode, this was NBA Live. NBA Live 09 started this. But the NBA Live 08, this started from NBA Live 08 when Gilbert Arenas version. But look, dynamic DNA, they need to bring this all back. When this was all updated, it had the actual player's DNA, how they actually played in real life, the actual ratings and stats. You know what I'm saying? This is what, you know what I'm saying? This is what they had on here. They played, this game played like the players would in real life. Look, edit players' ratings. They don't have this on NBA Live 16. Okay, like I said, they're not giving their consumers full control over their video game and how they want their video game to be played. It's sad and terrible. Look at these game modes. Before I go into roster manager, look at NBA Live Academy. Look at this. They teach you how to play. They teach you. They teach you. They having you go to school, academy practice, team practice. They don't, you know, say they don't do that in Live 16. FIBA World Championship. This is one of the first basketball games to bring in the FIBA. You know what I'm saying? Like the FIBA mode, they brought this in. This was introduced in the NBA Live series. You didn't see this in 2K before at all. They didn't have no FIBA teams. They didn't have no USA team. Look, Dynasty mode, okay? They have all that. Be a pro. See, this is already on. This is old. That be the one. That's already old. Look at that. NBA All-Star Weekend. Why don't have no NBA All-Star Weekend challenges? Why would they take that mode off? See, this is something I feel has been missing for a very, very, very long time. There's been many, many people who have been begging, you know what I'm saying, 2K and NBA Live to bring this mode back. Because even in NBA 2K, they don't have this no more. But NBA Live, I don't know why they stopped having this in their video games. We got the Sprite Slam Dunk contest when it was around. Look at this NBA All-Star game. Like, they don't have none of this no more. I mean, they have the All-Star game, but not the actual weekend challenges. Look at the T-Mobile Rookie Challenge. This is not in NBA Live 16. Like I said, man, this is a lot of stuff that they're missing. Look, quick pick plates and every plate. They got all these modes on here. Why, if you got a next gen console, why are you missing all these modes? The stuff that's on this last gen console should be on the next gen consoles. See, NBA Live, why are you limiting your customers to just 3 or 4 modes? There should be a lot more on here. Look, you can even set up the NBA Live Academy setup. Look at this, man. You can select a player. This is why I was using Mangorn. You can select your own player and you can just practice from there. And this is what made players get good in the game. This is what made players work on different teams, a specific player, and you learn how to use that player. The veterans came from this type of style. This is why they're so good. Look, ESPN mode. Look, ESPN on demand. See, like I said, Live is missing all of this, man. There's a lot of these features. Now, we're going to go into team management. Look at roster management. Look at this. You can look at, all right, we're going to go into roster modes. Now, look at this in depth. So, look at Zaza Pachulia. I can select him and literally update the roster, edit who I want in the lineup. Now, this was the Atlanta Hawks back in 2009 when they had Al Horford, Marvin Williams, Josh Smith, and Joe Johnson with Baby. This is when they had a deep roster. But look at this. I could literally make trades and switch guys around and do what I want to with this roster. Look at this. You can't do this in the other in the next gen consoles. Like Xbox One and PS4, sad to say, they don't let you do none of this. I feel they rely too much on living rosters, internet rosters, and everybody don't have internet like that. It's just another thing. They don't even update day by day. They update weekly, which is unacceptable. Look at this. I could put players who I want in the lineups and actually update the rosters how I want to. If I start season mode, the rosters will be updated the way I want it. And it had everybody too. They wasn't just limiting people. On NBA 2K17, well, I have a problem with them. How do you have this Boston Celtics roster, but you're missing the complete roster? They tried to fill the roster up with generic players. That's unacceptable. On NBA Live, especially on NBA Live 17, when you had 2K17, excuse me, when you had the Hall of Fame rosters, where was Glenn Davis on the 08 roster team of the Celtics? He was on that squad. He won a championship with them. Yeah, like I said, where was Scalabrine? You know what I'm saying? Where was Leon Poole? Like I said, man, where was all these guys on here? But they even got Stephon Marbury as a Celtic. They got the complete rosters. That's the problem with 2K17 with their legendary rosters. They don't have the complete roster. They're going to have the nerve to give you just like the starters in like 2 or 3 players off the bench while having the complete roster. That's unacceptable, man. This is why I can't buy into that. But Live, man, what happened to you allowing us to just edit rosters, from just manually before starting the game? When we can just go into option mode and edit rosters. Look at this, man. I can literally switch guys out and do what I want to do to these rosters. And see, I'm back out of there. And see, Automatic's got the autosave. Look at UV line. See, I can trade players. Look at this. What happened to this feature? NBA Live? See, this is the problem. I feel the devs and producers done forgot where they came from. I'm serious. They forgot what made this game great. Was roster editing, allowing people to trade players off the just offline. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to even rely on the internet. You can just do what you want to do to your own video game. See, back then, you know what I'm saying, when NBA Live 09 and 10 was out, they allowed people to do what they want to do. They knew that people were paying, you know what I'm saying, $50, $60 on their video game. So they're going to allow you to do what you want for your own video game. And look at this. This was the roster that had Allen Iverson. I traded Iverson to I traded him to the Pistons just to get Chauncey Billups on here. Because that really did happen in the 09, you know what I'm saying, 08 season. Yeah, after the 07-08 season, Allen Iverson was dumped off. They was released. But he still signed with Detroit, but still. It was like an exchange. So this is what I'm talking about. They give me full access to do what I want to do. Like I could trade Chucky Atkins over to Atlanta if I wanted to. See, this is the problems. Like I said, this is what I'm seeing from NBA Live. This is the main problem with NBA Live 18, the new one. The fact they still refuse to put in roster editing. Like I said, it's unacceptable. Look at Gold State right now. Beatrice, Al Horford. See, this is the old school. This is the old school Gold State team. But if I wanted to, I could. All right, look, I got Stephen Curry on it. But if I wanted to, I can add Iguodala on here. I could add Barbosa on here. I could add Spates on here. If I really truly wanted to, I could halfway update them to what the newer roster is. I could put Kevin Durant on here. Matter of fact, let's do that now. And this is the only problem I hate with this game is that OKC didn't have their uniforms. This game came out before the OKC uniforms was official. No, they didn't have the blue and white uniforms that was updated, so they had to go with the practice uniform because they was just transitioning from the Seattle Supersonics. But look at this, Kevin Durant. Look, I put him on the trading block. Now we go over. See, look at this, just complete control of the roster. Look at this. All these teams, I can just switch guys on and off. You see, this is, like I said, this is my main issue. This is why I'm complaining so much. And shouts out to the one on YouTube that's doing what I'm doing too. Shouts out to the ones who told them, who made a YouTube video about roster editing. You know what I'm saying? Paragon Mac Tep, shouts out to him. That's the problem with the NLVC. And this is nothing against them, but my critique for the NLVC entirely is that they're doing too much ass kicking. They kissing ass too much. They too happy, they too satisfied, and they're not even making efforts to try to find out why there's not roster editing, why NBA Live is missing certain features. Not trying to disrespect them, but that's just my own opinion. Now look at this. I could trade Corey Maggette. Look, I could trade Corey Maggette for Kevin Durant. Look, review trade. See, 70 for 80 is actually not bad. Look, I compare players. See, they don't do this at all. They are NBA Live 16 don't allow you to do this. You got to do this on Dynamo. You just can't do this offline while start Dynamo and have the rosters that you want created and made on here. Look at that. Now, proposed trade. Trade accepted. See, now Golden State has Durant. See, they got Kevin Durant, and now they have Steph Curry on the same team. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. Like, NBA Live 18 needs to have this mode back. Whoever is working on the rosters for NBA Live 18, you need to have roster editing on there now. Okay? Matter of fact, for the actual release of the video games, I know the demo's coming out. For the actual release of the game, have roster editing on there. Okay? Do not listen to whoever told you not to put roster editing on there, they're an idiot. Whoever told, you know what I'm saying, whoever was the main one who suggested that NBA Live 18 don't have roster editing is a complete idiot. He's a dummy. And whoever he or she needs to do, they need to be fired. They don't need to be working on this video game no more because they are killing the NBA Live franchise. The main reason why NBA 2K has been so ahead of NBA Live all this time is not because NBA Live has been basically canceling their video game. It's not because NBA Live 14 was just trash in visuals. Not because NBA Live 15 was just too defensive heavy. It's not because NBA Live 16 was just lacking what 2K16 was. It's because of the roster editing. NBA 2K games and all the games that ever released always gave players, gave fans, gave their community a chance to update rosters manually, what I'm just doing now and demonstrating. They gave you complete authority over your own video game. They did not allow just their company alone just update rosters. Yeah, NBA 2K update rosters for you, but still, they don't update it on a regular basis. So give players a chance to upload them on the download section of their video game, and you could find them there. And there's always somebody updating the rosters manually. There's always somebody working on it that's a true fan of the video game, that care about the video game, and gonna give you the actual ratings, just in case 2K don't give you the ratings that they're supposed to be giving them. What I like about this NBA Live is, which is why it's one of the best NBA Live games in the title, because they allow you to update the ratings, you know what I'm saying, on your own. Okay? I could go into Steph Curry and continue to update him and make him to where the real Steph Curry is, which the real Steph Curry is really a 90 rating overall. Okay? The only thing I did for him, I gave him Steve Nash's DNA because he plays just like Steve Nash. Steve Nash was Steph Curry's favorite player in the league. And he'll tell you that. Stephen Curry modeled a lot of his game from Steve Nash. And then, you know what I'm saying, his three-point shooting is like Ray Allen. Ray Allen has that same spot-up shooter. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Shuttlesworth from Milwaukee. The way Steph Curry shoots is how Jesus Shuttlesworth was shooting back in the day. That's what I did for Curry, which is why he's a 90 overall rating. He has Ray Allen's set jumper, but with Steve Nash's set tendencies. And plus, if you think about it, Curry is just like another Steve Nash, but he's the better version of Steve Nash. Stephen Curry's the upgraded version of Steve Nash. Steph Curry represents what Steve Nash should have become. Okay, Steve Nash was never going to win a championship with Phoenix, which is sad because Phoenix did have a good roster, but the problem was is just they didn't have enough defensive players like The Warriors got, excuse me. What the Warriors have in defense is what Phoenix was lacking. Yeah, they had Amari Stoudemire, they had Barboza, you had Boris Diaw, but they didn't have no Kevin Durant type player over there. They didn't keep Joe Johnson. But still, man, I love this NBA live game a lot, okay? This is what makes the live game great. It's a simple fact they gave you complete control over the entire video game. And yeah, you could have updated the rosters too, but you could update the way you wanted to, just in case you don't like what the company was giving you. Look, career highlights. Where is this? They'll say, why don't NBA Live 16 have this on here? Look, you got all this stuff on here, man. Like, this is sad. And this is last year. This is Xbox 360. Why does the Xbox 360 have more stuff for you to do on this video game system than next gen does? All this tells me that all NBA Live 18, all they was doing for NBA Live 18 was just working on 3 modes. They was working on the 1, and they was working on a Drew League. And they was just working on regular exhibition and season mode. They was not working on all these other modes at all. It's like they didn't care. They was like, forget what the consumers want, forget what the customers want. We're gonna do what we want to do. It's like, screw them. Look at custom roster. Look at this. Look at that old school uniforms. I could put them in the blue and yellow. Look at that. So like I said, man, like Summer Online, I mean, they just went completely bad. Like these new developers, these new producers, they like I say, they've never played NBA Live before. This is what's telling me right now. They never ever played NBA Live before this. These are a bunch of people that don't play basketball in real life. They don't even watch the NBA at all. I guarantee you that. Some of the people, if not, I'm not saying this is all of them. This is like maybe 2 or 3 people that never watch, don't even watch basketball at all. They just here because they got a job. And I'm not trying to talk about nobody, but these are people that literally they have never played this game at all. They don't know what to do. This is people that, like I said, they never had this video game. Like I said, they never played it. They ain't played the old game because the old NBA Live games before NBA Live 9 all had roster editing. They all had to where you could trade and change lineups. Why don't any of the next gen consoles have this? I do not know, but that just tells me that the new developers of the game, the new devs, the new producers of this video game, like I said, they have never played the old NBA Live games before it reached the next gen consoles. Never played this NBA Live 09. They never played NBA Live 10. They don't know what they're doing at all. That just was what's telling me right now. It's sad, man. It really is. I'm serious, man. Look at it. I could update. See, like I say, they been doing this. Look at this, man. I could start a game I wanted to, man. Like I said, this is the problem I feel like. They just somewhere along the line, they just, like I said, they messed up on this video game big time. They screwed off of it. It's just horrible, man. But anyways, man, that's the video. That's just what I want to show y'all right now. Like this NBA Live 09, so actually it's better than NBA Live 16, 15, and 14. I'm just keeping it real. And even then, this is when they had HD gaming. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel the devs and producers, they have not been playing NBA Live that long. They just there to get paid, just to get a paycheck. Because not to have roster editing and then your competition has roster editing is just not fair to your consumers. And not fair to the ones that gotta pay $50, $60 for a video game and they don't have no control of. They gotta wait for EA to update rosters for them, and they don't do it every day. And they don't do it right neither. Anyways, this is Z the Real. Like I said, I hope you like this video. Hit like and subscribe. But yeah, this is just a piggyback on my last video. That roster editing seriously needs to be added on this game. Before they release NBA Live 18, if they don't have roster editing, they're going to continue to lose. Y'all take care, stay blessed, and I'll see you soon.